brand new banger.
It's NuKKle Comics Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit on Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and the father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. It's like not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
Randall Savage.
The Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings, you put it in some sauce, and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk, put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios, vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios is good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? And I steal the question from Cabs.
I got it right.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit. That's right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm ball, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
Good morning, everybody. It's fucking Tuesday night. You know what that means? NuKKle Comics. We are in the building. It's your boy Toe Tags and Cap, like always, ready to throw down and put some info in the seats. So move your beats and rock your feet. There ain't no better. There you go. Ain't no better than a grown man on crack. Nah.
You were getting worse at those.
Hey, listen, man, you try to come up with something you ain't never said before you said it.
I mean, that's literally how speaking works.
Yeah. Not everybody speaks. So before we get into it, I was watching a post on the gram.
You watching it or you reading it?
Watching it. Instagram, you can put videos.
Oh,
Somebody put a post up of Spider-Man. And it's Spider-Man 1. And I don't know if he had like a Nightmare of the Green Goblin or something, but the Green Goblin's coming to him, but it's like phased in where you see multiple Green Goblins. And on the balcony is a Green Goblin behind him standing on the balcony. And the guy's like, wait a minute. And then he goes to No Way Home, and then you see the Green Goblin. It's like, is this where they pulled him out of the timeline? And then they show another thing. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me show this to you so that way you see what I'm saying. All right, hold up. Let me put the volume on so you can hear it. So look at this. See, there's a Green Goblin behind him. All right, so then you see the Green Goblin pop up, right? But then, now this is the crazy shit. You see the little girl and what he's wearing? You go into Spider-Man 2, he's wearing, see the little girl's Asian? He's wearing the similar shit that he saved the little girl.
All right, that's fucking get out of it.
Foolery.
Yeah, this
Have we
is
been bamboozled?
that would mean that he would already be in this universe if that's the same girl. He wouldn't come from a different place because we didn't pull her from anywhere.
She's magic. Maybe the Dora Milaje put her in this fucking universe. Maybe she knew that Sony was gonna merge with MCU and decide I'm gonna go to the MCU universe.
You know what's funny? Let's stick with the Green Goblin. All right, so you took the one off the balcony. Cool. There still was only one fucking Green Goblin in that movie, and he still fucking died.
That's true.
So it doesn't change anything.
And we don't know where that scene's from. That scene could be when they were hallucinating.
Yeah, because that's a mix of shit that they just put.
Yeah. Speaking of Spider-Man, apparently Tom Holland was injured during the filming of this Spider-Man. He had to be rushed to the hospital.
Yeah, so he's doing a lot of his actual stunts. They're doing a lot of actual practical shit this time. He's got a practical suit. He's doing his own stunts. So they're going for more realistic take on shit. Instead of just the CGI shit that we've gotten the last 3 movies.
Okay, I hear you. Shit. But he's fine though.
Well, I mean, he's still injured, and they got to shut down for a while until he recovers. But I mean, it's
not life threatening.
Yeah, it's more. I don't know what he injured, but it's more along the line of when Tom Cruise broke his ankle on Mission Impossible.
Okay,
shut down for a while, and then he came back.
All right, I get it. So staying in the Marvel realm, James Gunn. I'll let you hear the audio. Wait, I won't let you hear the audio.
The other faces were in Marvel. I don't know what any of it means. Like, I have no clue what it means. I have no clue what any of that stuff ever meant. I knew there were Infinity Stones when they said.
I've heard this.
You heard this?
Yeah, he made up on the spot what the Infinity Stones were for his Guardians movie.
Yeah.
So he's the arbiter of what the Infinity Stones are, which could explain why the colors are different. But then he also said that originally the Power Stone was red, but they were like, we're going to make the other one red, so change this to purple. But here's the thing. This is why the movies fail, no matter how good they are. Because as you say, there's historical documents, right? James Gunn has no idea what the Infinity Stones are. Okay. They exist in the fucking comics. You could have just told him, here's the origin. Write this into your movie. If what he's saying is true, you let him make up shit about your own IP for the movie purposes.
Yeah.
Why? You already told him that he had to put him in. Why not give him the rest of the information?
Yeah, but it also makes it seem like he doesn't know anything about the Infinity Stones. Like, if you're a comic book nerd, wouldn't you know about the Infinity Stones?
Not necessarily.
I mean, We know about the glove and Thanos' shit. Isn't that a big ass fucking part of it?
It is, but if you ask me about X-Men shit, I don't know X-Men shit too much because I didn't read X-Men shit. I know of the Night Thrasher. I never read it, so I don't know. You know, like just because you're in the comics, don't mean you're in the totality of it. Because that'd be like me looking at you, going, "Oh, you watch Dragon Ball, right?
Yeah.
What's the deal with Luffy in One Piece? What devil fruit did he get? Do you know?"
The quantum realm. So, yeah, I get it. Speaking of the Infinity Stones, somebody made a spoof on how it should have ended in Infinity War, where Spider-Man gave the gauntlet to Captain Marvel, and Captain Marvel put on the glove and snapped the fingers and just destroyed Thanos and everybody, because she's technically an Infinity Stone, and she would have survived that snap better than the Hulk would have. But then,
But here's the issue.
she's a girl. No, yeah.
No. Here's the legitimate issue with that. Captain Marvel doesn't know what to wish for. You know what I mean? She's only had to deal with Thanos now.
And they already brought everybody back.
Yeah. So the complexity and the totality of the wish had to come from somebody who's dealt with it from start to end. She came in halfway through. There's no guarantee that she goes, or it's more likely that she goes, we got to get rid of Thanos, snap, and Thanos turns to dust. But everybody else is still there fighting. You know what I mean? Because she's so focused on just Thanos and not the bigger picture and not anything else.
And the plan was to send them back in time. So she's just like, get the gauntlet to the truck. She's like, all right, we'll get the gauntlet to the truck, because she doesn't know the play.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, a backup receiver is like, all right, the plan's a running play, but he don't know that they called an audible, so he's blocking for the running back when he should be running routes. It's like, I don't know the route.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do what you said. I get it. It makes sense. I mean, she minding her business this whole fucking time. Might as well mind your business now.
Not to mention, from a narrative standpoint, right? From a logical standpoint, she seemed from jump more concerned with what happens outside of Earth than what happens on Earth.
Yeah.
Right? When she comes back, are we sure that she knows fully that the Hulk wished for everybody to come back?
I don't think so.
Are we even sure that the Hulk's wish included everybody and other planets? Or was it just Earth? It's never explicitly said.
Yeah.
We don't see how this has affected other planets. Even in Guardians 3 or Captain Marvel 2, we don't see the ramifications.
You know what's crazy? Imagine a setup for the Skrull coming to war with the Earth. Because they don't have a planet. Imagine the snap actually saved the Skrull, and they were living in harmony. And then when they took the snap back, it ruined them, and they fucking invaded Earth to be like, you motherfuckers, you ruined our utopia by getting everybody back. You wanted to play God, and you know what I'm saying? Like that. I mean, that what you brought up seems like a good concept. Yeah. Because what happens in the universe, like you wanted to play God. You got yourself God now, but you ruined. Like he actually helped. He actually helped us, you motherfuckers.
So and bringing that up in logic, since we don't know exactly the extent of what the Hulk did, we just assumed it was everybody. What if it wasn't? And what if her wish was not to stop Thanos, but to bring back everybody else that didn't fucking come back.
Yeah. Or
So,
shit. What?
so now that's a lot good.
But no, because I was gonna say we don't know what Tony wished for either. What if the entire race of the Chitauri is done? What is he saying? Just everybody on their side is dead? What about the people that are on his side that are in the universe not doing nothing?
Yeah, that's
How many
that's
people
true.
did he snap out?
That's true. So, logically speaking, it wouldn't have made any. It doesn't make any sense because we don't have enough information. And then storyline, it doesn't make any sense because she hasn't been around. They quite make it clear that and point it out that she's not around.
Yeah.
So why would your big moment end on this? Isn't now you might say something and your audience might say something. This isn't the fucking WWE where part-timers get to have all the carte blanche to do whatever the fuck they want. This is where actual storytelling is told, and you end with the motherfuckers that brought you to the dance.
Yeah. That happened from your side.
That was the cat, the cat.
Yeah, her shit was so fucking clear. I was about to be, she in my room?
No, she agrees with me.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that if she was there on Earth when they were getting the gauntlet, the stones, she could have snapped everybody. Everybody would have been fine. But also, they didn't. All right, so we have to assume that the Hulk healed because he turned back into Banner, and then healed when he turned back into the Hulk. Because the Hulk has the rapid healing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but isn't that what they said that in She-Hulk, that how he healed himself?
I know he had the extremist shit on him.
Yeah, that's
If She-Hulk wasn't something we could remember. But so apparently Daredevil season 3 has been cleared for already.
yo. Charlie Cox said it wasn't. Vincent D'Onofrio said it was. Then Charlie Cox said it was. Then he said it wasn't. Who knows?
Shit. I don't know, but all I know is that they asked Mike Coulter if he would return to play Luke Cage in the MCU. And he said, I don't know why people keep asking me this. There's no signs. It's not like they just recently revived one of the Marvel Netflix shows.
That's got to be tongue in cheek.
Yeah, that's got to be like one of those. I mean, I don't know. It's not like they just like, there's a possibility. Anything, of course.
Jessica Jones is back.
Right?
And as long as they pick a brand new Iron Fist, I'm cool.
Word. So,
Because
right.
I'm telling you right now, if they bring back Finn Jones, I am gonna give that man his last fucking chance. If he doesn't pull it out for Marvel, I will come on here. Agatha's better. Ironheart is better. She-Hulk is better. I will go down the list and show why everybody else is better than this dude, and we need to enough.
Word. Now, switching gears with the same scenario for, why didn't they do this? I think my answer is because James Gunn didn't want this to become a political thing, but I watched like maybe 5 minutes of the Superman movie again. And I was like, let me turn to this. Something I want to pay attention to, just in case I miss something. And there was one thing that I kind of missed in the beginning. Well, I didn't miss it because it's not like something that you can miss. It's something that you just let it go. When he let Lois Lane interview him, and she was asking about him stopping the war, and he answered it like, "Oh, I blew up a few tanks and I did this shit. There's no issue." To me, that sounded like a naive young man. Now he's 30 years old, so I get it. You still. But when you really think about,
Wait, his Superman is 30?
yeah,
Huh.
because remember it said 30 years ago he landed in the thing.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, it was a bunch of threes. It was 3 centuries ago, 3 decades ago, 30 years ago,
30
3
minutes
years ago, and then 3 minutes ago. It was shit like that. So then I'm starting to think like, wait a minute. The Superman I know would have said something along the lines of, let me ask you a question. Is there any reason for you to take a life? No. So I didn't prevent a war. I prevented mass murder. I prevented the unnecessary loss of life in other countries. That is my goal here, to protect people. And that's what I did. Now, the fact that he took the president and shoved him onto a fucking cactus, that's political.
Now, yes. So that's what you would have said, right? Would you have said that if let's just say the scenario is there's a young kid in the street and you came and pushed the kid out of the way of a car,
Yeah.
right? But in doing so, the kid broke his arm, right? You
Yeah.
would turn around and you would have your measured response, right?
Oh, my. If somebody gave me shit for that, my response would be next time I let the car hit him.
Well, that's even better. We don't even have to get into it.
Yeah.
Lois was purposely digging under the skin to get that reaction because she knew that if you were really getting scrutinized for it, your measured responses wouldn't mean shit. And if for any proof, look at any fucking politician in history. Hey, politician, X thing happened. And they come up with their measured response. And every single person, no matter what side of the political aisle you're on, looks at that and goes, look at the fucking bullshit answer. Because there is a such thing as being too rehearsed.
No, I hear you, but this is where Superman turns around and goes, listen, I can let everyone die and sit in my home and not do nothing, or I can save lives. I'm not going to sit here and let you dictate which lives I save and which lives I don't. That's what Captain America himself would have said. He went to war for that.
Yeah. But I like the fact that he didn't do that because I honestly think that seeing his more humanistic side, despite everybody having a fucking problem with it, counteracts the whole Jor-El telling him, hey, come down here and fuck everybody and raise an army of fucking Kryptonians and these people crave subjugation.
Yeah.
Like it proves that our upbringing here on Earth, when done correctly, and again, when done correctly, it can supersede stupid bullshit fucking ideologies that are supposed to be thrown at us.
Yeah, I hate you. But I don't remember to be honest with you, I think it makes sense that Superman is a hothead when it comes to like letting people get on their skin until there's a point where it's like, yo, bro, you almost lost everything. Like he still also has to learn what it is to be a true hero. Like you be a good guy, but to be a hero, that's the thing. I think in this movie he was more of a good guy than a hero.
Yeah. I mean, yo, just look at the way he reacted to Lex with the dog. It's like, yo, that reminded me of a black belt martial artist who knows if he hits you, he's going to jail, but he has to intimidate you somehow because he's the martial artist. He's not going to let this fucking slide. So he's got to do something, but he can't do the one thing he really wants to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he let Crypto ragdoll him before actually trying to stop him.
No, I hear you. Shit. I think I would have went in my super speed, grabbed his ass, took him ass to the atmosphere where he can't really breathe that well. I'm like, where's the dog? And then dropped him. Then caught him. Like, you didn't answer my question. And then dropped him again. Then caught him. And I'm like, this is the last time.
Yo, if you wanted to do something like that, again, you would have to do what Marvel does. You would have to replay that scene from what was it, Winter Soldier, where Sitwell was like, "You're not gonna fucking push me off the roof. You're Captain America." He's like, "Yeah, I'm not. She is though." Then that's when you turn around and you're not gonna do anything. You're Superman. Like, yeah, I'm not. But Guy Gardner's gonna do some shit, and you let Guy take him up there.
Shit, it's like Batman. I won't die from this height. I know. And then he drops him and breaks his legs. Shit. So, you know about the Admiral General Thrawn?
Yeah. Oh, are we getting into that already?
I just want to prepare you for something. You know about him?
Yes.
And Doom. But what I wanted to add to this was Thrawn, Darth Vader, and Palpatine versus Doom, Lex Luthor, and Loki. Now, I know Loki's a god.
I mean, at this point, so's fucking Jesus boy, Darth Vader.
But but what I want to know is their minds. Like, who's the most, like, if they had to outthink each other, who's coming out of that battle? You know, because if you think about it, never in the history of man has the losing side become the leader again. Like, the Empire has fallen into the First Order, which turned back into the Empire. Like, they literally said switch jackets were going to be on this side because they're winning and then take over again. Like, nothing changed. How do you have a war where nothing changed? Like, that's like impeaching the president, and he is the president again. It's like nothing changed. Like, Palpatine has to be the smartest motherfucker in the world. Like, like, the dark side does have to give you that knowledge on how to do shit, because it's like, yo, they can blow up our Star Destroyer, and next year we will be in the same spot with a bigger Star Destroyer. They are Hydra. You kill one, two, my will grow. Like, yo.
See, that's the thing. The Rebels and the Galactic Republic are two different things. So the Rebels won the war and then handed the ball off to the idiots who were losing it to begin with.
Yeah.
Plus, we really can't put too much faith in the First Order, because I wholeheartedly believe now that instead of continuing the story that George Lucas had to do the actual 7, 8, and 9, Disney was like, yo, let's fucking reboot, and panicked and did the softest of reboots ever, and then panicked again and didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Like, they literally, Disney is the dude who's like, yo, all these fucking hot girls out here never give me a chance. Let one of them give me a chance, and then I rock their world. They'll never go back to anything else. And then the hottest bitch comes up, and this motherfucker jizzes in his pants 30 seconds into saying hello to her. You didn't even get anywhere. You didn't even get to the handshake yet, and you're done. That's what the fuck Disney did. They had it, and they panicked. And we got 3 separate movies from two different directors, and both directors went, "This is the story. No, it's not. This is the story. No, it's not. This is the story."
No, it's not.
And now to stay on a little bit of topic with Star Wars, the trailer to Mandalorian and Grogu came out. I don't know if you saw it,
Yes, I saw it.
but because now I gotta say this on record because you're gonna hear this a lot if you watch any other fucking thing. What was the first thing I told you when we met up? What was it, yesterday?
Yeah.
When we met up yesterday and I saw it.
You said it was Grogu in Mandalorian season 3, just in a movie form.
Yes. Now you're literally gonna hear everybody else fucking say this, and this isn't a fucking thing of. This isn't a thing of, oh, everybody's copying off their. Everybody's copying off of what everybody else is saying. No, this is a pyramid problem. Aliens didn't teach us how to fucking build the pyramids. Pyramids all over the world look similar and are built similarly because that's how the fuck you do it mathematically. It's the way to fucking build that structure.
Wait, aliens didn't tell us that if you have 2 apples and if you have 5 apples and you give 3 to Brenda, you have 9 apples left?
No. But to
You
that
want to
point,
die?
we're all saying the same shit or similar shit because I swear to you, there is no difference between it going coming soon to theaters and going coming soon to Disney Plus. There would have been no fucking difference in that trailer, in the feel, the tone, and the look of that trailer. Now, I hope it does good only because I want Star Wars to do good. It has had a string of shit, but what do you call it? Shit, I'm even forgetting the names, but the one with Jude Law and the kids.
Oh, the stowaways.
Yeah, whichever one that was. Despite the fact that we can't remember the name,
the building blocks of life.
I can tell you almost everything else about that show, except for the title. But that show was pretty fucking good, even though nobody watched it. Ahsoka was decent until the end. Like they have little wins here and there. Yeah, we all know the elephant in the room, the acolyte. Yeah, we can forget that one.
It's funny how you remember the name of that one.
Yo, you never ever forget the name of the worst place you ever had food. You're gonna remember that because you ain't never going back there, and you need to know because if anybody brings it up, you're gonna be like, no, get out of here.
Yeah, the Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew. There you go. But I want Disney to have fuck Disney. I want Star Wars to have a win. So I would like for this movie to do well. But I think we're going to, right off the gate, we're going to have to temper the expectations of what well is. I don't know how much they spent on a budget for this movie. But Captain America, I think maybe the Fantastic Four might have overtaken them now worldwide gross or domestic gross. I'll look it up. But Captain America was the highest grossing film at $280 million for Marvel this year, unless Fantastic Four caught up. That's probably where we're going to have to start looking at it as successes. It's only going to get that high, and it's never going to go back to 500, 600, a billion, unless it catches wildfire. But I think more realistically, we got to start tempering down our expectations.
The thing is this, though, it's like Infinity Wars, Endgame, the first Avengers, some of the Spider-Man movies, like those are season finales, shit, or season premieres, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the season finale of Game of Thrones. Everyone knows more than the 6th or 7th episode. but like the series finale of The Sopranos. Like, what do you? Oh, the way that shit ended was stupid. They just faded to black. You know, like for The Sopranos and shit. And that's what it is. Infinity War and Endgame is the season finale of 20 years worth of, or the series finale of 20 years worth of Phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. The Avengers is the season finale of Phase 1. Like, of course, these motherfuckers are gonna be huge because that's something that everyone's hyped about. You literally don't have to put. You know, here's the thing: you don't have to put a story in because the story's already been told. It's like, what do you tell a guy with two black eyes? Nothing. He's been told twice. These films had the two black eyes already. Because what did we say? The first phase of movies, half of them were bad, the other half were good. We went through the bad movies with the Avengers and the Infinity War.
Yeah.
So for people to be like, oh, these are white, I'm like, no. You have to put these movies out to explain what's going on. Otherwise, you're going to get a 2-hour explanation of who the fuck the Fantastic Four are and why they're so important during the fucking Doomsday fucking movie. Do you want that? I don't think so. Right? So why would you? It's like, okay, cool. The people that saw it are the people that are going to stick with you no matter what. It's like what we say about wrestling. AEW's not going nowhere because they got their 400,000 viewers every week that's going to watch religiously no matter what.
Yeah.
Now you want to attract more viewers, you got to do something bigger. So how do you do something bigger? You get your celebrities in there. You put your big matches in there. You go on free TV or whatever the case may be. Like the WWE right now is catering to those extra viewers that no one gets. They're trying to Infinity War the shit. And what are they doing? They're making their shit bad for their constant viewers that are going to tune in no matter what. So they got to stop doing this whole, it's a success because, or it's a failure because we made the money back, but we didn't make 20 times the money we put into it. Like, no, you got, the success at this point should be our regulars are still watching the movie.
Yeah. So I agree with you 100%. All right. But from a Star Wars perspective, we're going to break this down for you because I just looked this up.
All right. I was only talking about the comic books, but let's talk about Star Wars. So
yeah, I was trying to bring this back full circle here. A New Hope, highest box office total, $775 million.
Okay.
All right. Empire Strikes Back, everybody's fucking favorite, right? $538 million.
Is that flavored for adjustment? Inflation?
Yeah. Adjusted for inflation, yeah.
Okay.
So it's even less back then. But back then there was the rollout was different, blah blah blah. So we're going with these numbers. What was it? Return of the Jedi. $475 million. Each one got progressively less. All right. Phantom Menace, start of the new trilogy, $924 million. Revenge of the Sith. Attack of the Clones. $645 million. Revenge of the Sith finally went back. Finally, one started going back up, but it only got to $868 million. So you see the original 6.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, and they started going down. Now, why I say we need to start tempering the enthusiasm and expectations for Mandalorian and Grogu. Force Awakens, $2 billion.
That's the first one, right?
Yeah. The Last Jedi, $1.3 billion. Rise of the Skywalker, $1 billion. Rogue One, $1 billion. And then we get to Solo, $392 million.
That one
But what
was
I'm
a
saying
slap
is,
in the face.
but what I'm saying is, in this new era of Star Wars movies,
Yeah.
they don't make anything but $1 billion. And now we get to Solo.
You know,
We're no longer in the $1 billion movie range. We're back down to Solo range.
well, you know why? Because no one asked for that. You first off, you got Han Solo that has no charisma. That's not Han Solo. Second off, you get a Aldo Calrissian that's not like he. Granted, this guy is cool. Child, what's his name?
Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino. Yeah, he's cool, but he's not. You know,
He's not Billy D. Williams.
yeah, he's not Billy D. Williams cool. That's an old school cool you can't emulate. And so the people that are watching this know these people. Like these people know fucking Targaryen and fucking Wookiee. Like they speak the language. You can't fuck around and give me bullshit here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was a movie where it's like, nah, the casual fans go watch it so they can see where Han Solo came from. We know Han Solo. We don't need to watch the movie. Rogue One, I want to see how these people got the plans because we know everyone dies. So it's like, how do you make a movie where everyone dies? You know what I'm saying? Now, the Mandalorian and Grogu, that's something new in at least the Star Wars lore if you're not reading the books or anything. So it's either going to catch the real fans or it's going to catch the people that just got the Mandalorian. But instead of making a Han Solo movie, if they would have made a young Darth Vader movie, like when Darth Vader was like a year into his run,
Like right here after, no.
yeah, like, and he's already like he's starting to get into the groove of fucking people up.
When he's hunting down the rest of the Jedi from
Yes.
Order 66.
Then I think the fans will be like, I want to see Darth Vader be a badass motherfucker. That's something people want to. We've been begging for that.
Yo,
with the whole
you bring fucking
Darth
what's his
Maul
name back?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Anakin,
Hayden
the guy who played
Christensen?
Anakin. Yeah. Yo, how many people want to see Darth Maul versus Vader? Like we've gotten teased by that with fucking Rebels, with Clone Wars, all that shit. Like they've been teasing that fight for so long. It's like this is the shit we want to see, but you're not giving it to us.
Yo.
So to be honest with you, it's kind of like a small protest because how many people were like, that's not my Captain America, and they don't watch the movie. But then again, people don't know the Thunderbolts, so they didn't watch the movie. People love the Fantastic Four, but they didn't know the Fantastic Four, so they were disappointed. It's to be honest, you have to know what these people wanted to see, and you're seeing now when you do the shit right, especially after they fuck it up. It's either you're gonna have to take that hit and then let people gradually grow onto them, or you're just gonna have to make a remake of the first fucking Fantastic Four, which is not gonna fit your storyline, which is not gonna be who they are. You know?
Yeah.
And then you sit there like, oh, we made Han Solo to make money because everybody loves Han Solo. No. Everybody loved fucking Harrison Ford. See, because Harrison Ford was, I love you, I know. That wasn't Han Solo. Harrison Ford said, I know. Because he thinks that's what Han Solo would have said. You put in someone else, they're going to tell you what Han Solo would say. You're not going to tell them, like, if Henry Cavill played Han Solo, you would think he'd be like, that's not what Han Solo would say. So he'd be like, all right, cool. But you got a guy in there, I'm going to emulate Harrison Ford. No, you're not emulating Harrison Ford. You're emulating Han Solo that's on screen, and now you became a fake version of Han Solo. That's why a lot of these biopics are very successful when it comes to someone we ain't never seen act before. Like the George Foreman movie. Whoever that guy was that played George Foreman, I was able to be like, that's George Foreman, that's not Denzel Washington.
Yo, I can't remember his name, but the dude who played Austin Butler, the guy who played Elvis Presley.
Yes.
That was Elvis on the fucking screen.
Yeah, you know? but or I mean, the only guy that successfully did was James Brown, fucking
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman. That was James Brown, but then Chadwick Boseman is a fucking serious actor. Like that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
and
actor.
he was also Jackie Brown,
Yeah,
Marshall Thurman. You know, for a minute he was any black historical figure. He was him.
word. Shit, but yeah, I mean, that's something that they got to remember because Disney took the mantle, but they don't know Star Wars. And you know, to be honest with you, what's his name? Matt Hamill, Mark Hamill. Him, the guy who made the guy who played Star Lord, not Star Lord, Stormbreaker, Star Killer. Star Killer. Yeah. Like let them fucking not write the story, but let them like tell you like, no, this is how it's supposed to be because they've been there for so long. They know where the story's going. Or
did you heard the story about Sam Witwer?
No.
So he was doing a voice in the Clone Wars TV series, right? The animated series, and they were doing a table read, and Dave Filoni and one of the writers was like, all right, this is where we're going to get to the part. The voice actor who was doing Anakin had a whole scene where he hallucinated talking to his mom. And he was like, yo, Mom, I found somebody, and I think you would love her if you would have ever met her. And Sam raised his hand. It was like, we can't use this. And like, what the fuck you mean we can't use this? It's like, they had dinner with each other in the first movie. Sneeze already met Amidala. Like,
yeah.
Like this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So I would know. I mean, I would put full trust in him.
I mean, yeah, and
so you know what the problem? I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this as correctly as I can say this. When you hear the shit, the Force is female. I get it. I get you want more. What do you call it? You want more young ladies and more, women to join us in the Star Wars universe. So it's not a male-dominated, get out of here, no girls allowed shit. But the Force is female doesn't get that point across.
Yeah.
It doesn't get the point across of, hey, we want more people. The Force is female sounds like you took it from us and you gave it to them.
Because now, the only way for you to catch up, we have to be lesser.
Yeah. And now here's the problem. Are there women who love Star Wars? Yes. We how many times on the show have we named all the female Star Wars characters that are fucking badass?
Yeah.
We don't even have to go over it again. But much like the WNBA, the percentage of women you are going to get to come in and join the party is not enough to displace the fucking people who are already there.
Yeah.
You can't afford to have optics that look like you're trying to replace your viewership. Because if you want us to turn around and walk away, cool. The 450 million of us leave. I hope you're cool with the 20,000 you brought in.
Because usually that's what happens.
Yeah. When you want more inclusivity, cool. Make it so we welcome you into what we're doing.
Yeah, because if you think about it, right, with all the characters that we have, you just had Ahsoka, the season of Ahsoka. At no point was that women power or men suck or whatever. It was a storyline that was continued off of the Rebel series. But what did we see there? We seen Ahsoka, we seen Sabine, and we seen Hera. All three of them trying to look for Ezra. All three of them badass in their own right. And Princess Leia was mentioned in there. General, what's her name?
Mothma.
Mothma was in there. All of them doing what they're supposed to be doing in the Republic and in the Rebellion. There's no special treatment shit like She-Hulk. No special treatment there like in the Acolyte. No special treatment because they're women. They just, one is a fucking Jedi, the other one's a Mandalorian, the other one's a general, and the other one's a captain. And they're all just doing their own, and they're doing their job, and they're badass.
And who else was badass? You had Balin Skull and his apprentice Shin Hati.
Yeah. And then
who you can easily look and be like, she's only that badass because this is the teacher.
Yeah, this motherfucker's the best there is right now. And then you had the sister, the witch sister.
Yeah, the Night Sister.
The Night Sister. She was badass too. Like, and at what point do we go, oh, because they're women? No. Here's the thing. We knew Ahsoka from the Clone Wars, and all these other characters from those other things, but they all fit in there. They're all confident and they're all badass, and no one's undermining anyone. Ahsoka still had to learn from Anakin that she wasn't Anakin. Sabine had to learn that she's not going to be abandoned every time she does something, and that she's the limit that she had was on herself and not, what people put on her, and that, she could find Ezra. They were all fucking listening to General Thrawn, the guy who turned out to be the guardian of the temple. He's looking for his own thing, and he's like, I'm not raising you to be a Jedi. I'm raising you to be something more. It's not gender here. That's the best part about, you want women to watch this and be inspired by the women, then show them the strong women that are there already, because it's not 100% males in Star Wars or in comics. Like, this is not a gender thing. This is society. Like, you sit there and you go, who can these women look up to? And you have like Rosa Parks, who didn't stand up when you have Marilyn Monroe, who was a star with all the like, you're not just sitting there going, well, we have to tear someone down to build this person up. Like Rey was cool because she also had Finn. Why is that cool? Not because you had a guy and a girl there. It's because you had two people going on their own journey, learning their own things, and growing within the system of Star Wars and the Force. Yeah. The same way we saw Luke and Leia, Han Solo and Leia, Padme and Anakin, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. Like, we've seen these people growing up together. But when you have the Acolyte and all this other shit, it's like you're tearing down the Han, the Asian dude.
Well, from the Acolyte?
Yeah.
Soul.
You're tearing Soul down to build this girl up. You're tearing down the Jedi to build this girl up.
You want to know? You want to see the examples and shit? And I know she's somewhat of a controversial figure, but Gina Carano played Cara Dune. Yes. And before her exit from The Mandalorian, a well-loved fucking female character.
Yes.
That nobody said anything about. But do you know what didn't work? When you told us that the reason there was a colony of space witches is because everybody ostracized them. And those are your entry points.
Yeah.
So your entry points for everybody is already, hey, they ostracized you already. And to drive it home in the same fucking show, Laura Kinney. I gotta actually look up the name because I think I'm just calling her by Weapon X's actual name. Weapon 23. Hold on, what the yeah, I am Daphne King. Yo, I mean, she did that good of a job, but in The Acolyte. She played Jackie Leon, the young apprentice. Well fucking loved. Why? Because she was done right. The other guy that she was with wasn't a put down like the idiot Jedi who killed himself for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Or unalived himself. I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube. But we knew he was the by the book, we got to do everything right guy. And she was the more, I'm doing it by the book. I skipped a page or two, but the book is here. Like, they played off each other so well, and that character so loved. In the same fucking episode, in the same series, as you got horribly written characters, that's your entry. So you've shown us that you can do it. That you can include people and bring in new characters to hit a different demographic so that other people can look at it and go, oh, well, this is where I fit in with Star Wars. That's my entry point. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you know this, right? I'm all for LGBTQ plus rights.
Yeah.
Right? I'm all for letting them be treated like humans and everybody else. But just as I have blue eyes, that's not me. Right? Just saying Vic with the blue eyes does not describe me in totality.
Yeah.
Just because you're lesbian space witches does not describe you in totality. There has to be more to the person.
Yeah. Like Marilyn Manson was not just some freak that liked to dress up and look demonic.
Yeah.
You know, because there's so many people that do that. It's just that's all they are. But there's more complexity than that shit for people. That's the problem with people. Because also when you put yourself in that category, you're only looking for that category. You know, you turn everybody else off. It's like we make cakes. Cool. But we only make vegan cakes. All right. Good for the people who eat vegan cakes. But I'm not going to shop there because I don't like vegan cakes.
Yo, you want to know why I got to that point? I can show you why. Or I can give you an example of where it doesn't matter the sexual orientation or the gender identity of a character. And you know where we can do that? Find me somebody who isn't just some homophobic bigot on the internet. All right? Find me a normal person who doesn't and wouldn't enjoy RuPaul's Drag Race. One of the most popular shows.
Yeah. And the RuPaul by himself is charisma and incarnated.
Yeah.
You know, because he don't sit there and I'm only he'll get at you.
Yeah. Or find me somebody who legitimately, without religious reasons, without stupid reasons, sits there and go queer eye for the straight guy. Either the original version or the new version is fucking horrible. Or doesn't like Carson Kressley. Or here's the other one. Find me somebody on this earth who listens to rock music, because music is a little more subjective. Find me somebody on earth who listens to rock music, who doesn't genuinely like Karma Chameleon, Wham, Queen.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker from Freddie Mercury literally died because he was banging anything that moved.
Music is music.
So it's not about
and
it's not about just being that.
Look at Sam
But
Cooke.
when you only make it about that and there's
Yeah.
nothing more to it.
Yeah, like you said Wham, right? George Michael.
George Michael's, yeah. I was trying to think of one of his songs.
Yeah, well, Wake Me Up Before, or Never Gonna Dance Again.
Careless
Guilty
Whispers,
Feet
baby.
Have Got
Careless
No
Whispers.
Rhythm.
Faith is my fucking
Yeah.
favorite. Well, like,
And-
it would be nice.
And he's not sitting there going, well, I'm gay, so I'm gonna turn all y'all gay. He's making music.
And when he is, freedom.
It can apply to anything.
Yeah.
It can apply to anything, and that doesn't make his message any less meaningful. It actually makes it more meaningful, because if he's talking about freedom of coming out of the closet and living your true life, then that can also mean that, if you're living your true life by doing X and Y. You don't have to be gay to live your true life. You can do this by going, I'm gonna stop working at this fucking job that I hate and go do, pursue something else. Or I'm gonna, I'm not gonna have this arranged marriage and I'm gonna go do, I'm gonna, travel the world or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many things that can equate to these messages of someone finding themselves. It doesn't have to mean you can only find gay here, or you can only find black here, or you can only find white here. You can only find Republican or Democrat or whatever. You can find something here that you're looking for. And that's what most movies are about. Whether it's catharsis, whether it's seeing your own community do something, whether it's fantasy, whether it's heartbreak, love, something, hope. That's what movie and entertainment's supposed to be about.
We're all supposed to show up and have that shared experience.
What up,
together.
Joseph?
Like,
Yeah. What up, Leon? Even though I was late, but yeah, that's the thing, right? And the whole going back to the Mandalorian movie, I'm at the point where streaming and coming out in the movie theaters is but that much of a difference, right? If it came out on Disney Plus, we'll watch it. Comes out in the movies, I still want to watch it. I'm biased to go to the movies. Then again, it's like I still have to go. I can't go every week because I can't afford the $17 ticket plus the $50 popcorn. But but when there's a chance to go to the movies, like, all right, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? Because I like going there. It means something to me. I'm old school like that. Like, I remember I'm listening to Dave Chappelle where he's talking about we come from the dark era where we didn't have phones. We didn't know who was on the other end of the phone until we picked it up.
Yo, I'm gonna let a secret in here and token attest. I got my first Sanyo cell phone 2 weeks before I shipped off to the fucking Navy.
Yeah.
When I was 18. My first cell phone, 2 weeks, and then I was shipped off to fucking boot camp.
And then even then, well, because he didn't have it in boot camp, so it was, I was using, but I was only using it when I went out to the park because my mom didn't like us. I was fighting everywhere. Yeah. So I needed it.
And at the time, Sanyo had the fucking walkie-talkie shit.
Yeah, like the Netflix, the Nextel shit. But even then, it was like, yo, I could talk on the phone. No, you can't. Call me after 7. That's free. We still had to pay for minutes and text messages and shit. We had to use our phone wisely. Y'all motherfuckers in that shit like you're taking over your mind and shit.
I remember, this is crazy. I remember when you can actually just record a snippet of a song, and that audio file can be used as your ringtone.
Yeah.
Can we do that nowadays? Apple?
They took that shit away from us.
Google?
You know what's funny? When I mentioned that before, I was on I think the Tone the Show I was talking about how my PDA, I was able to write an essay on there with the Word document. You can't do that now. Somebody was like, it's easy, just download this broken app that emulates it. It's like, no. See, that's not easy. Finding a broken app that works, because there's so many. But also, I had the genuine Word software, Microsoft Word, on my phone. I didn't have Notepad that emulated shit. I had Microsoft Word on my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, they taking shit away from us. But yeah, it just, I think now society and businesses and people are so focused on numbers and outreach and all that, and they're not focused on what they're given. You know, they everybody's like, oh, we just want to be, we're consumer, we want everything quick, fast, and everything like simple and stupid and blah blah blah. But I would suggest that, you know, maybe we need more complexity in our movies and shit. Because, you know, still to this day, if you ask anybody, like some of the people's favorite movies are The Godfather, which is a 4-hour fucking talk fest. Like how you gonna sit there and say, oh, I didn't like because there was no action, but your favorite fucking movie is The Godfather or Scarface or like Goodfellas and Casino? They're all talking. There's no action in those movies, but Fantastic Four, which was like 30% action, sucked. Like, all right.
Yo, just the other day, I swear to God, my coworker was like, yo, I can't watch Andor. There's no action in it. It's boring. So he stopped watching it, went to lunch, came back. I was like, yo, so what are you watching today? He's watching the movie Blow with Johnny Depp. I was like, but that has even less action than fucking Andor. He's like, yeah, I don't know, but I like that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just people have grown to live off excuses. And I think the excuse that everyone uses nowadays is there's no action or there's not enough comedy or whatever. You know, it's boring. Instead of for turning on your noggin. You know, because Fast and the Furious, when it first came out, actually had something to it. You know, there was some acting in there. There was a story being told. There was someone going on it was the modern day at the time.
Point Break.
What?
Point Break.
Point Break, yeah. Right. And it actually spawned off a whole generation of customization for cars and the love for cars again and all that other stuff. And then Pimp My Ride came out and West Coast Customs and all that other shit. And, you know, Fast and Furious has something to do with that. Now it's so far to the fantasy world where it's like they're doing this just to placate us. You know, and back in the day when there were standards, that would have never been like, that would have been a D movie. A lot of these movies that come out would have been D movie. And a lot of these Netflix specials or TV shows would have been in the theater. You know, you have to remember, horror is not the only genre that can survive in a movie theater. You know? People are like, oh, I don't want shit to be too political. All the movies I just mentioned had nothing to do with political. It actually had something to do with taking care of your own. You know, like Casino. The mob sent him out to run the Tangiers casino. And all he had to do was make money and send it back to the mob. What happened? He got too big for his bridges. He wanted to fight the system that he was already paying to be manipulated. And then the woman that he chose to be with was a whore. And her pimp was manipulating her and she was ruining everything. And instead of for taking care of your own and doing things the right way, you slipped up and you fucked up. It just shows how easy it is for you to lose everything when you forget where you come from, when you forget what's going on, right? You forget the rules of the game. You think you're bigger than the game. Goodfellas, same thing. It was one of those, yo, we're living the good life, we're doing this shit. He goes to jail. No one's taking care of his wife. He has to sell drugs and all other shit in jail to get men's meat. Lucky, I think it's Lucky, or the head mobster goes up to him and was like, I know what you did inside and you did that to survive. I got it, but we don't do that shit out here no more. What happened? He thought he was bigger than the game. He thought he could outsmart the game. He started selling the fucking drugs. Now he became a mark. And then he had to go into protective custody and he ratted on everybody. And wound up killing Joe Pesci because he thought he was bigger than the game because he was a tough guy. and he killed a made man, and you don't kill a made man. And that's the thing. It's always a message of you can never be too big for your bridges, because life will find a way to fuck you.
Yeah.
And none of that had anything to do with being political. It was far from political. Even American Gangster. We're taking, there's a war that we're fighting. There's drugs over there. We use our people to sell drugs. Why? Because no one cares about Harlem. No one cares about these people. I live here. I don't want to live here. I want to be like them. I can't be like them because the mob runs this shit. And the only way I can make money is the mob, and they regulate it. So what am I going to do? I'm going to get my shit from them, and I'm going to sell it. I'm going to cut the price of them, and I'm going to make them work for me. What does that tell you? Sometimes you got to go around the middleman to get above him. But then again, he got too big for his bridges. The war was ending. All he had to do was, all right, we're cutting ties. There's no more way to get this shit over here. Nope. I want everything you got. And that's when it slipped up. There's always a side of greed and something that you need to learn. Nowadays, we're fighting a war we can't win because we're fighting each other, but we're trying to fight this guy, and this guy's doing this shit, and it's all about money. Cool. But yeah, what's happening nowadays in the world is mostly because they weaponize us to fight each other. You don't need to listen to people that speak nonsense. People that speak nonsense got a fucking microphone that's louder than ever because people want to fight them for some reason. You have this urge that you need to be right on a topic that's an opinion. You can't be right or wrong on opinions. No one speaks the facts. Everybody wants to fight the fucking guy that's the loudest in the room. When we grew up, the loudest in the room was the weakest in the room. But that's the problem with these people in the movies now. But go ahead, Cap. My bad. I keep going on these fucking tangents. But
no, I was gonna bring up, like you were saying, people don't want political shit. Well, one of my favorite movies of all time is Frost Nixon.
Yes.
It was about the Watergate scandal. You would think it's about as political as you can get. But it's actually about the interview. And it's actually about the astonishment of this man getting to a point where he's getting Nixon to say shit in the interview that he didn't think he was going to be able to get.
Yeah.
It could have been about anything. You could put that same fucking story with Bill Clinton being interviewed on his relationships and dealings with Monica Lewinsky, and it still would have had the same impact because it wasn't about the Republican president and the Democrat. It was just a movie that was framed around this issue. Like
if Superman was a piece of shit businessman, if Lois was interviewing Lex instead of a Superman, that's the movie.
Yeah.
That's the movie. Oh yeah, and that's the thing about a lot of these is, the reason why us old people or older people that lived in the 90s keep telling y'all about our generation is because y'all supposed to be better than us. And y'all got y'all got lazy. You figured out a formula that works and you keep using it. This is what the problem is. We invented 2 + 2 = 4. And y'all went, 2 + 2 = 4. And you keep saying it. But we went 2 + 3 = 5. And 2 + 4 = 6. And 3 + 3 = 6. When you're still saying 2 + 2 = 4, we get it.
Not to mention that you guys are like, yo, I got a new idea. 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah.
Yo,
now,
a few months ago, or either a few months ago or last year, there was a video of this mom who came home and her kids were doing their homework, and she's like, oh, what are you learning? And the kids were like, oh, this teacher's teaching us a new way to write. She's like, oh, what is it? It was just fucking cursive.
I was going to say script.
Yeah. The new way to is shit shit we were learning already.
Script.
But let's change off here. I have two articles that I want your opinion on.
All right.
Before we get to our main topic, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So here's 6 movies from the MCU and DC that are paired, right, with the same story. So each movie is supposed to allegedly on this list be one from Marvel, one from DC, but it's essentially the same story. I want to hear your opinion on this.
All right.
So we got Captain America Civil War and Batman v Superman. In your opinion, are they essentially just the same story?
No. No movies?
Yes.
No. Yeah, actually, I don't want to say they're the opposite, but no, they have nothing to do with it.
Now, what they were saying here is the ultimate thing that makes these movies the same is without unity, everything falls apart. And where I would argue is, where was the unity in Batman v Superman?
That's what I'm saying. See, the thing is, Captain America Civil War was a movie based off of idealism and how the idea of what you want to happen works logistically. That's why Captain America was like, if I were to sign these the accords, we would have to adjust them somehow. He was giving the idea of we could work together. It can't be set in stone. We need to amend these a certain way to make things right. Batman vs Superman was, I don't like him. He's an alien. He's a threat. I have to eliminate the threat.
Now, anybody in the comments, prove to me Lex Luthor didn't say that. Because who actually did say that, Toe?
Batman.
Which is fucking bananas. Why would you be against Lex Luthor? You want the same shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That should have been Batman and Lex versus Superman.
Yeah, you're both sitting here going, he's a threat, and we have to take him serious. You literally beat the shit out of him into death. Which, if Lex had the capability, which he did, he would have done the same thing, which he actually killed him because he made Doomsday. He made the Ninja Turtle that killed Superman.
Here's the next one. Before we get on a 4-hour rant about that. This one, if you can't agree on how these two movies are the same, you got to quit this podcast right now.
All right.
Spider-Man No Way Home, The Flash.
Next one.
No, tell me, how are they not the same? Because according to them, with great power, that's what makes them the same.
By the way, Spider-Man No Way Home was the one where he was in France, right?
No, that's the one that I don't like. That is the best one.
All right, because there's too many homes in Spider-Man. Far From Home, No Way Home, Homecoming, and Home is around the corner. You know, so here's an issue. Flash went back in time, fucked everything up, made an alternate universe. Spider-Man asked for a spell that dragged other universes into his timeline. Difference. At no point was Spider-Man going, I'm losing my powers because I fucked up time and I never became Spider-Man. He brought more Spider-Man into his thing because they were looking for Peter Parker. There's a total difference of they killed my aunt and I want I ruined my life because I'm not getting into college and I don't want people to know that I'm Spider-Man. And you killed my mom and I'm going to go back in time and stop that. There's different consequences. They're literally different. You made an entire different timeline. You know what happened at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home? They just didn't know who the fuck Peter Parker was.
Yeah.
That was the only difference. No one knew who Peter Parker was. Flash made a new Batman. Supergirl was the one that was captured. Fucking all these people didn't exist. He didn't exist. He had to make a stupider version of himself. Fucking the Flash. Like, it's a totally different fucking movie.
And then at the end, what happened at the end? He still didn't get back to his shit. He went back to where George Clooney was Batman.
Yeah. Also, one of them was don't fuck with time. And the other one was don't fuck with my spell.
Yeah.
Because the Flash went back in time and fucked shit up. Doctor Strange fucked things up with the spell he shouldn't have made. Juan, Sorcerer Supreme, told him don't do it. Remember, Juan was the Sorcerer Supreme. He was the Sorcerer Supreme.
He still is, I think.
Strange, not Doctor Strange. I don't want to hear shit. You should have listened to Sir Wong.
Now, let's move on to the next. And again, if you can't get this one right, or if you can't get the correlation, I don't call up Ray and tell him he don't belong here.
All right, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know where this list. I mean, I do know where this list came from, and because we're partly shitting on it, I'm not going to say the website because you know this is obviously somebody else's hard work and somebody's opinion. So it's, you know, I don't ever want to shout out something if I'm not agreeing with it when it can be helped, right? But it's weird the connections you make for these movies, because again, it's not, if the Flash brought in Grant Gustafson from TV and another version from somewhere else, then maybe you have a little bit more connection to No Way Home. But No Way Home, again, is a completely different vibe to what the fuck Flashpoint was. It's bananas.
Word.
So here's the next one. The Avengers, 2012, the original Avengers. With that look on your face, can you guess what movie I'm going to say?
The Justice League?
No. You would think Man of Steel. And the connection is only heroes can save us. Oh, hold on. Let me say it. And they say hero could save us. Not gonna stand here and wait.
Dun, dun, dun. What? No, you're wrong. Next question.
So the defense's case don't hold water?
Not at all. Not at all. Because I don't see Iron Man's people coming to this planet and terraforming it to be Earth again. No. Man of Steel had nothing to do with a team or God trying to take over the planet or someone trying to wipe out the universe.
But what about the fact that only a hero could save us? And in both movies, a team of heroes banded together to join forces to save us. And in another one man destroyed half a city and killed millions of people, including his enemy.
And also, some would argue that the scientists saved us by figuring out how to pierce the fucking thing and destroy the portal. And also, I like how much credit you give Superman. He didn't destroy half a city. He destroyed half the planet.
Now,
Godzilla did less damage in Tokyo than Superman did in Man of Steel.
Here's the next one. Black Panther. You want to take a guess?
Aquaman.
Yep. and here's how they connect.
This is
May the real leader please stand up.
this is how they connect. That's as close as you're gonna get them to connecting. That's as close as you're getting them to connecting.
But hold on. You're telling me that the story of a man who was raised by his father, not knowing that his mother was a queen of Atlantis, therefore taking the ownership of Atlantis, even though his half brother was fully born of the queen and the actual king, is not the same as the prince who grew up and was ready to take over the throne because his father died? You're telling me that's not same?
No, yeah, this is exactly the same. You got one who's taking control of an advanced country with technology that lived off of the premises that his father was a good man, and then Killmonger had to tell him that no, your father killed his brother because he had a baby outside of Wakanda, and they had to keep everything white knit, and they decided that they were going to share their technology with the rest of the world, and the other one was, "He's my mom too," and then they went to war, swimming and shit.
Now,
Like Namor is not even as similar to fucking Aquaman.
yeah. Now, let's get on to the next one. Avengers Infinity War. You want to take a guess at this one?
This one, Justice League?
This one is the Justice League.
No.
And the way that they are connected, it's the hero's fault.
For what? For what?
It's I get it, because in Infinity War, it's the hero's fault that Thanos won and snapped half the universe out. And in Justice League, it's the hero's fault that they actually killed Steppenwolf and stopped Doomsday from start Darkseid from. I don't know why I had an accent there, but
Darkseid.
They stopped Darkseid from coming in. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
One of them, the bad guy won, and the other one, the bad guy lost, and it's the hero's fault for both.
Yeah. You fucking heroes. You cocksuckers. I can't believe you saved us, you bitch. Didn't you hear what Loki said? we wanted to live like this.
Yeah, I couldn't get through that. All right. Now, here's one. This is the last one. The Suicide Squad and the Thunderbolts. And the way this shit connects is morally great characters save their franchises. Which, that doesn't even make fucking sense, because both of those movies failed.
The Suicide Squad and the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, the James Gunn Suicide Squad and the Thunderbolts. Here, that actually kind of makes sense, but their reasoning doesn't.
The Suicide Squad got together because they have a bomb in their brain and they were forced to go on mission. And the Thunderbolts got together because they were tricked into killing each other and they needed to survive.
But if you look at it a certain way, one squad was a bunch of reject villains that were coerced by a female head of a shadowy organization to do crazy, stupid shit, and they banded together to form a team to actually save the day. And the other one is a group of who gives a shit heroes who are probably better off as villains, who were tricked by a female who's the lead of a shadowy government figure, organization that came together and saved the day. This is the closest that on this entire list of the two movies being the same.
Yes, I would. The theory of them are the closest. The premise is different, but the theory of them are the closest.
Now we're going to move on real quick to the second story that I have here. Because I just want to hear your thoughts. Because I know you probably haven't heard of most of these movies.
All right.
These are 10 classic superhero movies that will make you fall in love with the superhero genre. Number is 1, The Toxic Avenger.
Okay, I remember that one. Yep.
Yeah, so agree or disagree that watching that would make you fall in love with the superhero genre?
No.
I don't agree with that either. I don't see how this movie will make you fall in love with schlocky B-list horror or like campy horror films.
That's the terrifier of superhero movies.
So we're gonna speed through this a little bit. The next one is The Mystery Men.
No. To make you fall in love with comedies.
All right. Superman the movie.
With
The original with Christopher Reeves.
Yeah. I can see that.
Darkman. This is Sam Raimi and Liam Neeson in 1990. He's a scientist. Something should happen to him. He gets burned in a horrible accident. He looks like Two-Face, and he seeks revenge on the people that fucked him up. I agree with this was a very good movie for a superhero film in 1990.
Okay.
Batman the movie, the Adam West one in 1966.
Yes.
You think that makes people fall in love with the genre?
At that time, yeah. Because at that time, like, more people knew about Batman than anything. I think that's the reason why Batman was so popular.
All right. I don't know why this one's on the list. This one technically doesn't exist. Blade. 1998.
Yeah, I don't know what they still in development with that one.
Yeah.
It's impossible to write a movie about a black man killing vampires. Can't do that.
His Batman, The Mask of the Phantasm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best Batman movies.
Yeah.
Still. Batman, 1989.
With
Michael Keaton
and Jack Nicholson?
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that. That's an iconic one. People call Michael Keaton the Batman, so yeah. It would they were
the last two here. The Crow.
Okay.
Which you know me, I'm always gonna say that The Crow is one of the best movies. And this is the Brandon Lee one.
Yes.
Not the one with Skarsgård.
Yeah, not that remake bullshit.
Not the Blackbird movie, but the actual Crow. And the last one, Superman 2.
With Christopher Reeve.
Yes, that's the one where he fought General Zod.
Yeah, I think those two, yeah. Well, the thing about, well, for me at least, The Crow. What up, Tyson? I didn't get superhero out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it dealt with bigger issues of grief and loss, and revenge, and all that. But it is from a comic book, a graphic novel.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, The Crow is a cult classic. Would you say it was a cult classic or just a?
At this point, I would say it's big enough that it's a classic.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree.
And everybody knows Superman 2 is that is the Empire Strikes Back of comic book movies.
Yeah.
Him versus General Zod and the other two idiots without having to kill half of Metropolis.
Right?
I think it's time for the event main of the evening.
Word. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got from Star Wars Admiral General Zod? Yo, he got two different fucking positions here.
Admiral Thrawn.
Admiral Thrawn and Doctor Doom. Now, the reason why I'm putting them together because Thrawn has to be one of the smartest tactical minds and the most vicious minds in Star Wars. And Doom, based off of the comics, has to be the smartest motherfucker in Marvel. I don't care what they say about Reed Richards. If Doom is able to do all of the shit he did, he's the smartest man in Marvel. So now here's the threat. Like, which one is more of a threat? If you was fighting a war and you was going up against Thrawn or Doom, which one would you go? We might have to relocate to other universes.
Thrawn. If we're fighting a war and Thrawn is not beholden to the Empire, he's the bigger threat. And I say that because you can placate to Vic's ego. You can see exactly where he's coming from a mile away and what his end game might be, so you could do shit to prevent it. Thrawn, if you know anything about him, he studies the culture of every fucking person he considers an adversary. So if he's going to start a war, he's not going to start straight out with bombing, with, attacks, with taking out starships, with doing everything. He's going to know where the weak point is in your culture, and he's going to start through that weak point. That by the time he shows up, it's already too late.
Yeah.
Doom doesn't think that way. Doom is arrogant enough. Remember, he took the Infinity Stones and wielded them. He took the power of the Beyonder. He is arrogant enough to think that he's just going to come in and enact whatever plan he wants to do anyway. But a man who knows you enough to know that joint manipulation is probably going to hurt you more than just a straight up walking punch in the face, is going to walk up to you, and before you can even react, grab your hand and fucking do some shit. And now it's too late, because now you're fighting from a disadvantage of pain and all that other shit. And
yeah, I mean they showed that in the Rebels cartoon and in the Ahsoka TV show, because when they found them on the planet in Ahsoka, the witch told him, like, oh, that's Ahsoka. He's like, I want everything that we know on her. And one of the first things he found is like, oh, her master was Anakin. He's unpredictable, so she will be unpredictable. So
yes.
The first thing he did was, everything that's predictable, take that shit off the board. Stop following her. And they're like, oh, we could follow her into the rings. Like, no need. She'll tell us where she is. And then they waited, and she connected with Sabine. He goes, there you go. And the witch was like, we found her. There you go. What's the point of wasting our energy looking for her? She's going to tell us where she is eventually, because she has to go connect with this girl. Like, he's already a plan. He's like, yo, let's do this.
Yo, if you remember in Rebels, you just saw it.
Yeah.
He talked to Sabine about the street art.
Yeah.
From her home planet. He knew about the fucking graffiti.
Yeah, and how the lines of the way she draws the cat are similar to the one that's on the helmet. So Sabine, that's Sabine's helmet. He knew exactly who the fuck was there based off of lines on how she draws the cat. Also, when Ezra and them put all the Imperials in the ship, like, we have them hostage, and Thrawn goes, "No, you did me a favor. Now I can destroy the whole fucking planet or this whole city without having to worry about injuring any of my guys. Did you put them safely in the thing?" And he started raining down missiles, destroying. And he goes, "Now you want me to stop? You're gonna have to surrender."
Yeah, as much as I love Dr. Doom, Thrawn is way scarier in a wartime scenario.
So here's the thing, right? Would you consider Thrawn like not psychopathic, like the Joker, in a sense where if you have the shot, take it? Like when the Joker, if you have to kill him to stop. Thrawn is like,
okay,
if he gives you a chance to kill him, you got to do it right then. There's no reasoning with the man. There's no, we could turn him. You can't be better than this. He's just gonna keep going.
Yeah, if you have the opportunity to take Thrawn out, do not hesitate.
Is that be the only opportunity you get?
Yeah. Because if he gives you an opportunity, well, here's the thing. If he gives you an opportunity, he either fucked up or he wants that or there's something else happening.
Yeah, like if you kill me, the whole galaxy blows up because my heart's connected to the drum of the some shit.
Yeah. So it's weird because you should not fucking hesitate. But you better hope and pray that it was because you were good.
Yeah.
And not that he wanted it. Where Doom, that's the thing with Doom. You can have the shot on Doom, take it, and it's a fucking Doom bot. He was never even there.
So now, if they were battling each other, at what point would Doom start getting upper hand, or would Thrawn always have that upper hand?
Okay, so now, here's the thing, right? If we're fighting them, Thrawn's the deeper threat. If they're fighting each other, Doom's the deeper threat. Doom has done more shit. And what do you call it? Doom would do this, right? Doom would be like, "Yo, I have all your generals here. Do not attack Latveria." And Thrawn would go, "Oh, well, you just saved me because you have all my guys safe and sound." And the minute that first bomb hits, Doom has wiped out all of his fucking generals. And Doom is now turning around going, the next bomb that hits me doesn't wipe you out. It wipes out your planet. And if you don't give a shit about that, I'll wipe out every part of the galaxy until we find something that you care about, or till you realize that I have enough to wipe out the entire galaxy without being fucking depleted.
So that's gangsters. Like, I'm gonna start shooting people until we find one you care about, or until you realize I have an infinite amount of bullets.
Yeah. And we have to give it to...
You can't rule a galaxy that doesn't exist.
We have to give it to Doom because, again, we know Doom has taken the power of the Beyonder, and we might be able to offset and do all that shit. Thrawn would know Doom can do that. But in the battle of those two, Thrawn doesn't have the resources behind him to prevent him from doing anything. He just doesn't have the firepower behind him to stop Dr. Doom. And again, when Dr. Doom can do every single thing he needs done, and it's a Doom bot, there is no other Thrawn.
So who would you equate Thrawn to in the comic? Would he be considered a Doctor Doom, or would he be like Kingpin, or would he be like Lex Luthor?
I would consider him. See, it's difficult to it's difficult for me to compare these characters because I don't know if you remember this. Our mom used to do this thing where we would watch a movie and a character would do something kind of dumb, and she would always turn around and go, "Why the fuck would she do that? She didn't read the script."
Yeah. I
So,
remember.
I actually have that where I'm like, because I'm hyper aware of the fact that villains always have to lose in comics, it's hard for me to compare them. Because anytime in my head, I'm like, oh, I could compare him to this one. And I'm like, but he was so easily fucking defeated because he had to be. But if I had to put him as anything, Baron Zemo.
Okay.
Where Baron Zemo might not look like the physical threat.
We're talking about the Zemo in the comics or the Zemo in the movie?
We can do both. We can do both because both are similar in the fact that, again, they don't look like physical threats, but they were able to accomplish something nobody has done up until that point. In the movies, he got the Avengers to destroy themselves, and he barely had to lift a finger. In the comics, he's gotten the Avengers to disassemble and disperse and supplanted them with the Thunderbolts. He was part of the original Thunderbolts. He was Citizen Z. So, like, I would say based purely on their capabilities, he's more aligned with Baron Zemo.
Okay.
And I think Palpatine would be Vader. Not Vader. Doom.
Okay, so now let's get to that where Thrawn, Vader, Palpatine, and what's his name? The bad guy from Mandalorian, the one that had the Darksaber.
Oh, Moff Gideon?
Yeah, Moff Gideon. Now those guys. Now I already said Loki, Doom, and Lex Luthor. I was thinking about Kingpin because I know he's a smart guy and all that other stuff, but who could you compare those guys if they were in the Marvel universe or vice versa? Who would you compare them to, or would they be a massive threat there? Like,
Okay. Vader. Let's see. Vader would probably be like fuck, it's hard because Vader's a strong underling, and there is nobody in the Marvel universe who's a second fiddle bad guy to somebody else who's that fucking strong. Because they're just villains on their own. Like Palpatine, definitely you could call him Doom. Gideon would be like Norman Osborn. General Thrawn, Baron Zemo. Then I guess if you were going, it's not a 1-for-1, but if you were going with Vader and that description of the underling who's all powerful, it'd be Tombstone. Because Kingpin would just deploy Tombstone. Tombstone will wreck the fuck out of anybody, really.
yeah. But with them and their mind in Marvel, would they be considered like a
They're definitely
Omega level threat?
They're an Avengers level threat. You're not putting them together, and one hero's got to deal with them. You put them together, that's the Avengers. That's the entirety of the X-Men, or the X-Men and the event. That's an all hands on deck.
Especially if they have the Starfleet would have been on.
Well, we're not even taking the Starfleet.
Just those three in general.
Yeah, because you got Jesus and Darth Vader, who I mean that's essentially what he
Yeah.
is. He's an allegory. Right? He's the strongest with the Force, the strongest with the fucking lightsaber skills. You got Palpatine, who's got Force lightning and his own fucking skill. You got Thrawn, who's a fucking tactician, and you got Moff Gideon, who did I say? Norman Osborn.
Yeah.
He's Norman Osborn with his intelligence, but Carnage with his lack of giving a shit of who he's got to kill.
Yeah.
Like you can't send just one person. The Force alone is too strong for any one person to.
And the difference with them is that they're not playing to bullshit here, because if you think about it, like Kingpin, he's doing all this shit. He fights Daredevil, he fights Spider-Man, all that, and they get away and whatever. Yeah, he beating these people, but Vader would kill him.
Yeah.
All these guys at the first sight would kill him.
Ask Alderaan how deadly Palpatine is.
I mean, you can't, because he blew it to smithereens.
Exactly.
Completely.
Like this motherfucker had no problem pulling triggers on planets.
Yeah.
The
only reason
they don't play to the pain or to first blood.
Yeah. The only reason why they had prisoners is because Palpatine wanted Rey to take over. He wanted to take over Rey's body and have eternal life. Vader was trying to convert his son to the dark side.
And hey, he got the biggest Uno reverse.
Yeah. And Moff Gideon was trying to
he was also trying to clone.
Yeah, and he was using Grogu for that.
Yeah.
And General Thrawn just was
Ezra outplayed him by doing the one thing he couldn't predict.
Yeah, because who the fuck knew those dolphins had hyperspace?
Yeah. So again, if the villains were fighting each other, right? Who'd you say? Loki, Doom, and Luthor.
Yeah.
So, right off the bat, Luthor dies. But Loki and Doom are too strong on their own to be stopped. If it's going to go... So, here's the thing, right? This is how I quantify it. With villains and heroes, your heroes have to either be stronger than your villains, or your villains have to be nerfed because the heroes have to win. Right? That's just how stories go. But villain to villain, there is no nerf. There is no boundaries because it's two people that are horrible and shouldn't even matter who wins this fight.
Yeah, they have to out-villain each other.
Yeah. So when you go the Force against whatever Loki can do, Loki's manipulation of imagery, his trickery, and all the shit he can do is going to fuck up Vader. And once you take Vader off the board, cool.
Especially if he fucks with his mind.
Yeah. Palpatine is not a physical match for Doom. Doom's going to crush him. Doom's going to crush him like walking into a nursing home and kicking patients. Like they're not going to stop you. Then it's now Loki and Doom versus Thrawn. And if you throw him off Gideon, okay, good luck with that.
Yeah, now
because again, physical
So
You ain't gonna
fight for fight, Vader versus Doom.
fight for fight. Vader versus Doom is gonna be interesting because yes, Vader has the Force, but Doom is technology and magic. Technology and magic are way more infinite than I can lift an object.
Yeah.
And again, Doom has stole the powers of the Beyonder. He has stepped up to fucking benevolent beings.
So if Doom had enough time, would he figure out how to use the Force
See,
or nullify it?
So here's the answer. I don't know, because if we go by the original trilogy's definition of the Force,
Metachlorians? Oh
no,
no,
the
that's
original trilogy,
okay, yeah,
where it was just surrounds us and everything is,
yeah.
then he might be able to. He might be able to Vegeta it, right? But if you go with the definition of metachlorians, then I don't know, because I don't know how to quantify how many he would have, because that determines how strong he is with the Force.
Yeah. Which seems like that's been retconned because Sabine just had to believe she can use the Force.
No,
in
so
order to use it.
it's not retcon. It's not retcon back into anybody can use the Force. It has been officially stated that everybody has metachlorians. And it's just dependent on the number of metachlorians that you have is your ability to connect with the Force.
So how was Sabine able to connect with the Force at such an old age?
Because she has a number of metachlorians significant enough to tap into. Once your metachlorian numbers are at a certain level, you could be taught how to connect to the Force.
Okay, because I was gonna say it's like testosterone or something.
No, it
You
stays
can,
with
you can be given metachlor.
no, it stays with the only reason why Jedis took younglings is because it's a lot easier to teach little kids to
Give up everything.
give up detachments, to
Yeah.
be detached, than it is for somebody who's lived.
That's why they didn't want Anakin in the thing
Yeah.
in the beginning. He was too old.
Because he was, it's not only because of his age, but he's already too attached to his mother, as we saw,
Yeah.
for him to learn detachment. But that's why Qui-Gon would have been the best fucking teacher in the world, because Qui-Gon knew the shit that every cliche. When you sit there and you're like, oh, you think my compassion for these people made me weak? That turned out to be my strongest fucking attribute and what
Yeah.
makes me strong. That's what Qui-Gon knew.
Because if you think about it, then that means that the Sith would be a greater Jedi than the Jedi. Because they had no attachments to anything.
Yes, except the in-canon explanation is the Sith were greedy to power, and they couldn't detach themselves from power. Where a Jedi has no problem taking a vow of silence, because God forbid he does nothing wrong,
Yeah.
and then has to drink an elixir.
Yeah. But according to the show, Vader wins via the Vader bomb.
Well, I don't know, because the Vader salt is also, I think that's the most impressive move.
Yeah. But
And thanks to you, show, you got me fucked up in saying Darth Vader, or no, Dark Side with some weird fucking accent. Dark Side.
Yeah, fucking show.
Yo, for anybody who doesn't, as I used to say in the past, for anybody playing the home game, if you don't know what I'm talking about, years ago, show was saying Dark Side, and I was racking my brain trying to figure out who the fuck is he talking about. I typed it into Google. I don't know what the fuck was happening until it came up. It just kept coming out Dark Side, and I was like, it's not Dark Side, it's Dark Side. And then I was like, yo, are you trying to say Dark Side? And this motherfucker was like, yeah, but it's spelled differently. It took me a little half an hour to figure out who he was talking about.
The good old days. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to prepare you now, not next week, but the week after that. Cap will not be a part of the show. He's going to be doing some reconnaissance work and a very special mission for Comic-Con, which we will be hearing all about the week after that.
Well, I'll be at a live show. But yes.
Yes. So be prepared for that. So I'm going to come up with some shit that we can talk about while we're here and while we're there. They spelled it funny, or am I tripping? I think they did spell it a little funny, but I don't know. I think what we saw, it did look like Saeed. But
Yo, first off, as a dyslexic, it's all spelled funny to me. But as somebody who has known of comics, you know what the pronunciation is.
Word. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on.
Oh.
You better show up, show. If I'm not here in 2 weeks, I better tune in and see your motherfucking ass sitting here.
Word. In that same spot. Shit.
Nah, the cushion's already molded to my ass. Don't say
Yeah. Don't fucking ruin his seat. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out. Peace, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to talk about sports.